I'm so excited, first of all, to be here with Dacha. I just want to tell a little bit about how I know you and how we met. First of all, if any of you saw the Goddess Gathering that I had here last October, she was one of the speakers, and she was amazing. Everybody commented on how much they loved you.
Thank you.
And I was so intrigued because I wanted to do I wanted to get in shape. Okay, people who know me know I do not like to work out. I don't like to go to gyms. And I signed up to work with you because I have so many injuries. I have neck injuries. I have ruptured discs in my back. I have had mesh put in. I mean, on and on, right? Falling off my horse, all sorts of things. So for me to be able to just work out is not always the easiest thing, and I can end up hurting myself. And then I stop working out, and then that's kind of not the point. And of course, 50 last year, so can't really keep waiting to get on board. So I reached out to Dacha and we set it up, and I went to her studio, and it was amazing. And she was able to customize things and look at my body and figure out what works for me. And then we got quarantined.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to know I'm so excited to have her on today. That did not stop
Nope.
us. We just got on video and continue the training. So Dacha, thank you for being here. Please, tell a little bit about who you are. I would love to know about, if you could share about your private fitness and your wellness, holistic coaching.
My pleasure.
And how you can do it virtually.
Yes. So just like Shannon here, I have multiple injuries to my body as well. And that's what got me so passionate about doing holistic fitness, customized fitness and wellness. And I'm more than just fitness. I'm really, truly connecting body, mind, and soul, a whole package. The reason is that my background is obviously, as you know, it's in yoga, but I also add to that therapeutic Pilates to work on the pelvic floor for women. A lot of us have had issues, especially postpartum, establishing and reestablishing the core strength through Pilates. And just generalized holistic fitness, but add to that the element of personalized guided meditations. And I can even do virtual energy healing through all my capacities. I've done multiple trainings in energy healing, everything from pranic healing to Usui Reiki, and more recently, I am, since 2016, Holy Fire Reiki Master. So my program is divided in two halves. So the first program with personal fitness and wellness development is concierge at your service, customized medical yoga, which means corrective postural work, corrective exercise. And then the Pilates is more of the fitness. There is an element that looks like personal training, but really it's more about posture and core work. So it's a little bit different than what a personal trainer would do. I am the guide by the side. I can do that virtually with you, one-on-one, via any modality, whether it's FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, whatever you want to do. All right, and then the second program that I utilize is medical yoga with energy healing and with the guided meditations. And that's more on a deeper level of personal and spiritual development. And I love to do both. The latter is more about working with the unconscious part within you that is holding you back, and the resistance that we don't even know about, the fear of failure, the fear to manifest, or the inability and that whole being paralyzed to movement and manifesting what you want to manifest. So really, it's all energetic, stuck patterns in our muscles, of course, but more on the energetic level, the chakra system, the energetic body, working with all the chakras through emotional freedom technique, tapping, guided meditations, breath work, and of course, energy healing. And like I said, I can do it virtually. So it doesn't always have to be in person, especially during this quarantine. A lot of us are under a lot of stress. There is no longer a division between work, play, parent time, hubby time. It's all one meshed 24 hours. It feels like it just never changes, and that's why we don't even know Monday through Friday anymore. So I think I would hopefully be a benefit to some people out there listening to this and realize that maybe this is an option to break that monotony, reconnect, personally develop at this point. Since we're not out there working, why not develop on the level of physical fitness, mental upliftment, and spiritual upliftment, balancing the body, mind, and soul. And what else did I want to say? I'm a former physician that's retired due to all my injuries. I have bilateral hip replacements. I have multiple herniated discs. This is not from yoga. It's because I was a gymnast, a very high level, elite level gymnast that literally went all the way to train with Bella Caroli. It was homeschooled and all that. So that's what ruined my body. But you know what? I'm still doing yoga and Pilates, and I'm healthy and happy at 50. And I know that there are other people out there that can do this. So that's pretty much all about me.
Well, and you're wonderful. And I just want people to know too, like, when she and I work virtually, it's really great because, you know, there are people in lockdown with their children and their spouses and significant others. And then there's people like me who are in lockdown by ourselves. So being able to have that personal interaction is really important from that standpoint too. You don't feel so much isolation. And, you know, what we did was I was able to order some things that I needed off of, you know, wherever. I'm not promoting any particular site. Bands, I already had a ball, a block, and, you know, things like that, so that I would have the tools that I need here, you know, that we were working with. And it's really cool. So I've been able to do the strength and core training, because most people say, oh, you live on a farm, you do a lot of workout. And it's different though, right, Dacha? I mean, the importance of that core strength, especially as we age and keeping our balance. Oh my gosh, like any age, like she can work with any age. I have so many, and it's a trial and error with her and I. Like she'll hear, she knows my injuries, and we'll do an exercise, and I'll say, ooh, you know, I'm not sure. And she'll say, you know what, I see you straining your neck. Let's create something new. And it's literally created for me. My workout is for me. And that's what I love.
We constantly adjust and readjust.
Yeah. And what other types of things are you doing virtually right now too? Are you doing group classes or?
Yeah, so for example, my elderly population, I do chair yoga. For the younger population, it's more fitness, obviously. But I have stressed out parents that we do guided meditations, and I do have a couple of clients that are affected by COVID-19. So we're doing energy healing through Holy Fire Reiki. I turned the group classes, I converted them to all online through a private Facebook group, live streaming, as long as they pay in our Mind Body software for a class, then they can attend the class virtually. So nothing's really changed, except of course a lot of my clients do miss that physical contact. But we'll be back soon. So that's pretty much what I've done. My future goals are to have my own personal app for the group classes per se. For private, that's just impossible because of the way I work with people. It's going to be customized. So that'll remain one-on-one inside the studio. And of course, if it's impossible to meet like it is now, we will go virtual. So those are some of the things that I want to do. Have my own private app for the group classes, continue the yoga studio virtually, and be a hybrid yoga studio where I can offer virtual as well as on ground once we join back on ground with humanity. So, but I do look forward to working with people for now virtually, and after all this is over, we can meet again, and I hope to see you again as well. So that's pretty much it.
Yes. awesome. So, I mean, so I know there's a lot
I
of
lost
people out there
volume.
doing yoga,
Can you hear me?
chair yoga. And,
Oh, now I can hear you. Okay.
yes. I want to find out if you could just kind of go into some things that make you in particular unique. Oh, now I can't hear you.
Okay. Looks like I'm not connected. Hold on one second. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to rejoin.
I still see you.
I lost. Can you hear me? I'm back.
Yeah.
My internet went in and out. I don't know what happened. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, I'm back. All right. So, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. My internet went.
With so many people out there doing so many, what makes you unique in your coaching?
Yes. So basically, the background that I have is in medicine, and I started my journey as a professor 10 years ago. I teach anatomy and physiology as well as biology. So what I'm doing is I'm integrating my knowledge of the body, the movement science, into a deeper level of awareness when it comes to a yoga and Pilates practice. So I have physicians and physical therapists that send clients to me. I think that's what makes it unique, because they entrust in me the idea that I can continue the work and maintain people's fitness levels after surgery. So I like to work with people that have knee replacements, hip replacements. I've had 2 or 3 people that have had back surgery, and yes, we can still exercise even after a fusion. So that's what makes it unique. I'm kind of like the liaison between the physical therapist. When the insurance runs out for you with physical therapy, yes, you still have to pay out of pocket now with me, but at least you can maintain the strength and agility in that new implant that you have, whether it's a knee or a hip replacement. Because let me tell you, if you don't continue exercising the gluteal muscles to support the hip implant, for example, it will fail. And if you don't continue to exercise isometrically and put pressure on the bone degenerates, especially when you get older, 50 and up, and you go into menopause, osteoporosis sets in. So this type of exercise is very therapeutic. And that's what makes the private practice more unique than coming to a group class that is not personalized to your needs. And yes, injuries can happen because a teacher can't look at 15 people, but we can certainly look and analyze one person and see if you're doing the exercise incorrectly. Yep. Does that answer the question?
I mean, and you would know since you... Yes, and you would know since you've had hip replacement, and I've had a fusion, and I've had surgeries, and that's why I just felt so safe going to you, because, I mean, I wish you guys could see her work out. It's like, there's no way you'd believe she's had both
I don't believe I have,
because I haven't, and I can't even do half the stuff.
To be truthful and honest,
You're amazing.
I am shocked by it, but I'm not, in the sense that I had faith that keeping fit was going to get me through all my surgeries. Because remember, I had 2 surgeries. I did one hip 1 year, and then the second year I did the second hip. I couldn't do both at the same time because I couldn't take all that time away from work. So my thoughts were, oh my gosh, how am I going to heal from all this and get back to actually doing what I love to do? And there were moments of depression and tears when I knew that the doctor flat out told me, you probably will not be able to do what you're doing now. Well, I proved him wrong. My 1-year follow-up is in July, so I can't wait to shock him. I can't do splits and, straddles I can do, but I can't do splits anymore. But yes, I will be shocking him because I can do so many things that I never thought I can do post-hip replacement. So it is possible.
Well, hopefully you'll video his face so we can share his
I'll ask his permission to go on Facebook Live. I would love to.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. um, Doctor, what are the ways that you deliver your service to your clients? I know that we've kind of gone over like the virtual thing, but as far as like when life is normal, also.
Yeah. So let me describe the two different programs that I do. So for people that strictly want to do fitness, what I like to do is start off on a table, treatment table, and on that I have a Thai yoga mat, and I do assisted stretching. So I manually stretch people, and so that really gets things started and warmed up. And then after that, I figure out based on the medical intake form that I have everyone fill out, create prescribed exercises. Very much similar to what a physical therapist would do, but not physical therapy. Instead, it is yoga poses, breath work, and Pilates. All right, so that's what that includes. So once I get people off the table, we get into working on the Pilates and yoga as a mix together on the yoga mat with various tools like the bands, like the Bosu ball or the yoga ball, and we even use the discs for core work, where we place these slippery discs on the feet, and then we do core work with in plank with these discs. So there's a variety of tools that I use, but mostly it's just the body and the mat, and me figuring out what that person needs for that day and for their chronic pain and injuries. My main practice is to help people deal with their pain. I cannot say I can cure it. I never cured mine. I just managed it, and eventually, guess what? It went away, because I finally solidified and strengthened the gluteal muscles around my implant, because there was tremendous amount of pain before the surgery from the arthritis, and then tremendous amount of pain afterwards from the inflammation post-op. So that's what I like to do. Now, the other program is purely mental and emotional and spiritual. So that's where I can just do 1 hour where I do a personalized guided meditation and holy fire Reiki from the crown all the way to the feet, laying on the back on that table, and then flipping you over and going from the head to toe again. So that is not about physical. It is all about emotional, mental, and spiritual. So, and that's pretty much what a private session with me entails. Does that answer the question?
I experienced one of them and I loved it. And so, yes, yes, absolutely. Tell us a little bit more about your trainings and that have led you to such diversity in your coaching practice, because there's really nobody else out there quite like you, Dacha.
No, I've tried to. I have trained a couple of people while I had my hip replacements. I have Elizabeth Dalton, who's a physical therapy assistant, and she was able to take over my practice while I was gone. And I was so grateful and thankful for her because she is able to do assisted stretching, and she was able to do yoga, but she wasn't an energy healer. So that aspect was missing, and my clients were so saddened not to have that element. So I have yet to see if I can find that doctor, nurse, or PA or physical therapist that wants to combine yoga, Pilates, and Reiki. That would be fabulous. But yeah, it requires multiple years of training. So let me tell you all about it. Well, it first started, obviously, I went to medical school and I did a 3-year residency, and I got board certified in foot surgery, yada, yada, yada. That was my previous life. Then I got injured. I had a car accident, hurt my back, and then, of course, my hips went out, and eventually it took me out completely from working in the operating room and being a foot surgeon. On top of that was the economy crashing in 2008, and then things slowly going downhill. So by 2012, I was out. In the meantime, I found yoga and Pilates. So that's where I am now. And I loved the element of teaching. And so that's how I got into becoming a professor. So let me just give you the background on that. So in 2008, I had a car accident, and I went to my physical therapist, Dan in Longwood. Thank you, Longwood Rehab, for healing me. And I took a couple of yoga and Pilates classes there, and I was hooked. After that, I went on and did multiple trainings in yoga. So the first one was Hatha Yoga, 200 hours. Second one was Vinyasa. Third one was Kundalini Yoga, another 200 hours. I did various trainings like private, learning how to, teach private sessions to yoga clients. And then alongside, I met a nurse named Ann Bondi. Thank you, Ann, forever and ever, because she introduced me to energy healing. She was an Usui Reiki master at South Seminole Hospital, and I was doing my rounds, seeing patients, and she gave me a flyer, and I went, and I was hooked. So she trained me level 1 and 2, and then eventually I went to level 3 by 2014, and then by 2016, level 3 with Holy Fire. And along the way, I met Dan Schmutz. Thank you, Dan. He introduced me to pranic healing, and I did the certification Advanced Pranic Healing. So this is how parallel I became a yoga healer as well as an energy healer, and I combined the two. I married the two together with my medical background and called it medical yoga. And along the way, having had all the issues with the surgeries, I knew I had to get certified in Pilates. I just had to. And that was my latest and last certification, which was an online. So yes, you can learn online. I loved it. And I had to submit videos, and I had a lot of communication with my teacher. So thank you to her as well. She's in England. And I learned Advanced Therapeutic Pilates was the certification that I have. And my future goals, it never ends. Learning is a lifetime. And if you're an intellectual, you always want, it's like a hunger that never ends. And the minute that I'm dying is the minute that I stop learning. So my next goal is to join National Academy of Sports Medicine and become a CPT that way. So that's my latest goal. And that's pretty much my background. I no longer am a practicing physician, but I do keep up with the science of it. I am an adjunct professor of anatomy, physiology, and biology at the School of Biological and Physical Sciences at Daytona State College. I've been there since 2016. Prior to that, I was a full-time professor at Herzing University, also teaching anatomy and biology. I started my, incidentally, and nothing is coincidence. It's not coincidence at all. It is my path. It is my destiny. My parents were professors, and it is in the genetics that I love teaching. And when I did my yoga training, I was looking to get hired as a yoga teacher. And I met this guy named Patrick. Hi, Patrick. If you ever see me, it's National Personal Training Institute. And he hired me to teach yoga and become a yoga teacher trainer. So I did that, and the way it started was, hey, can you teach anatomy? I'm like, heck yeah, I can teach anatomy. I'm a former surgeon. Of course I can. So that's how I got the bug of teaching anatomy, because it was so much fun. And so I went on to search for jobs where they would hire me to teach anatomy. So after teaching anatomy at the personal training school, which was National Personal Training Institute in Winter Park, I went on and taught at a massage school. And from there, I ended up as a professor. So this is how I end up with 2 careers, not 1, but 2. So talk about being gifted. When I closed my practice, I was desperate and sad and depressed, of course, because my whole life was being a doctor. I didn't know anything else. And I was like, what the heck do I do now? I literally sat there in meditation in my yoga studio going, what am I going to do? So from there, it moved into my private yoga practice, and of course, finding a job and teaching anatomy. That's my main day job, which pays the bills. But this is my passion, and I hope that one day my passion will pay the bills. So that's it.
Yeah,
That's my background.
wonderful. So What do you feel like the number one reason why you continue to coach, even though you have all this busy stuff going on with the anatomy and physiology at the Daytona State College?
Well, to me, I think there's nothing like the feeling of feeling and seeing a person fulfilled, their light in their eyes just lighting up, and feeling self-confident and feeling healthy, and relief. Pain relief is what I love to see. When people come to me and say, hey, whatever you did that day with the Reiki, whatever, that was magical. What did you do? My shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. You put your hand on me for 20 minutes and the pain is gone. Now, I can't promise you that it's a cure. I can't promise you that it stays with you. But consistent practice of Reiki, yoga, Pilates will slowly build up the layers, building up the strength, building up the agility, building up the balance, building up the body, and then balancing the mind to manage the pain, and energy healing, connecting with your soul and connecting to source. So that is the whole package. And that's why I feel that my practice is so unique that I need to continue it, because I don't know where else someone can find something like this. And that is very humbling. I want someone out there, if there's anyone out there, a yoga teacher that wants to learn all this, but also is a professional. I need that medical background. So if there's nurses out there that want to get certified in yoga, Pilates, and energy healing, please do so, because we can be a magnificent addition to a healing modality that is holistic, without drugs, okay? Without pain meds. And that's why I keep doing it, because I got off the pain meds. I did. And I even got off the medical marijuana. I'm off all of it now, completely. So that's it. That's why I continue.
Awesome. Well, that's good. And I'm not on pain meds either. Yep. Wonderful. And I do a lot of the types of things. I know what you're talking about. I'm a certified health coach, but I'm also an animal communicator, and just now completing my EFT for animals, because it is a little bit different certification. And I'm like you, we've talked about collecting certifications. I'll continue to get certified in healing touch and anything else I can find until I'm not here. Dacha, I want to wrap this up. You have a YouTube channel, and I know you are wanting to have a fitness app coming. Do you want to tell us the name of your YouTube channel, or where people can find you?
Yes, it's pretty simple. You just look up my name and it'll say Med Yoga Doc, because that's what I am. Med Yoga Anatomy Doc, actually. That's what it's, the channel. And it has my first and last name. So Dr. Dacha Milescu, Med Yoga Anatomy Doc, because it's just, I don't know, how do I combine it all? So I just kind of put it all together so people can find me. And then the app I'm working on, it'll be a personal app so that people can just look at old videos that I have regarding some classes that I teach. And then you can also live stream through that app. So that's coming up very soon. But until then, you can find me virtually through the private Facebook group. All you have to do is go to my website, serenitynowyogacorp.com, C-O-R-P, like corporation. So serenitynowyogacorp.com. Sign in through a Mind Body app, pay for the class, and then you'll be invited into the private Facebook group for group classes. If you want a private session with me, just email me or text me 407-739-7183, and we can set up something virtually. That's it.
Great. And why don't we when we're done with this, Dacha, you can go in the comments section and drop in your links for the website and how to contact you best. So once we wrap, we're going to wrap this up now. Wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe Friday.
All right.
Please stay home, and you can still work out.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Dacha.
Take care. Bye. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye-bye.
Bye.